want to be walking around like that.
Get back!
Take her and go. Amy, take her and go.
My eyes!
Great story that just didn't age very well. Something that was really worthy of a remake.
Voices from the mausoleum.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to Voices from the Mausoleum, and welcome to. It feels like it's like we just are starting all over with this because we have not actually recorded remakes in a very long time. But welcome back to Remakes and Continuations with my co-host Scott Harding from the You Run podcast.
Hello, it has been forever.
Yeah, some of that's my fault because the last two that we did, I just never posted. I don't know why. Honestly, I don't remember. I guess I just got busy and then I thought I posted them and I didn't. And I was like, we got to get back into a rhythm this year coming up. So here we are, first time recording in literally months.
Yeah, and we decided we'd come back with the worst remake ever made, just to hammer home how much we support remakes. Why on earth are we covering this? This is dreadful.
I know. It's so funny because I think the only other time I've ever heard you say that is when we did one of the Black Christmases. I think maybe the
Ugh, both of
2019
them.
one.
Both of them.
I know it's
dreadful.
both of them. It's both of them. And then I was getting ready to do promos to kind of remind people, hey, we're getting back into a groove with remakes. And I was like, damn, I was like, we've been doing remakes for like 3 years,
Yeah,
which is
been a long time.
crazy. Yeah. It doesn't.
We've covered some great ones, and like I thought,
Mhm,
I don't even know where to start with this. Like,
mhm.
we messaged back and forth before we recorded this episode, and you're like,
Yeah.
I'd seen this fairly recent. I'm not going to rewatch it. I might watch like a couple of recap videos on YouTube because I hated it. This afternoon, I had some free time. I'm like, oh, do you know what? I've never not watched a movie for the show. I'm going to watch it. I put it on. After 10 minutes, I'm like, oh, you just all need to just stop. Look, where's the fucking Wolfman for a start? And then I powered through it, and I'm like, maybe it will get better. Maybe I'm being overcritical. I got to the end and just went, that is the worst film of 2025, and it is arguably the worst remake I've ever watched.
Yeah, so I actually was not going to watch this ever. And then we hadn't even talked about doing remakes yet, but I was kind of going through this thing where I was like, well, I need to get caught up on stuff. And that's when I watched, like I was telling you before, like I watched like a chunk of stuff that I had just missed. I finally watched Sinners, Bring Her Back, Weapons. I was just getting caught up. Literally right after Weapons, because the same woman that's in Weapons is in this. I was like, oh, I don't want to watch it. I know that I don't, but I'm gonna do it anyway. Maybe it'll surprise me because I had very low expectations and yeah, I kind of share your sentiments. In case it's not overwhelmingly obvious, we are covering the 2025 remake of Wolfman. And I am going to read the synopsis for specific reasons that we'll get to. But Blake and his family are attacked by an unseen animal and in desperate escape, barricade themselves in a farmhouse as the creature prowls the perimeter. As the night stretches on, however, Blake begins to behave strangely, transforming into something unrecognizable that soon jeopardizes his wife and daughter.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. It's something unrecognizable, and it's not a Wolfman. Like, honestly, like the mate, like for me, Wolfman is all about the transfer. Like any werewolf movie, the
Yes,
biggest part of it is the transformation and the final look of the Wolfman
the
or the
wolf.
werewolf. And in
Hmm.
this, uh, this is more like a zombie. It plays more like a zombie movie than it does a werewolf movie. So he's
Yeah.
kind of like gets got, but he doesn't even really get got. He kind of gets scratched as it's crap. As the guy gets dragged out, he kind of gets scratched, and then he goes through this almost zombie-like transformation. And then when he transforms, like where's the whole like face doing the thing, and where's like you got a couple
None of
of
that.
little bits with the knuckles, like up here they like shifted up slightly, but where's the whole like elongation of the hands and like the back legs and the back, and like it was just awful.
Yeah, this to me reminded me of like a start of a transformation that just like didn't progress. They take it to like it's like if you've ever seen like the Lon Chaney ones where they show how it like over time it like builds and it's done very funny because it's old, but that's what it reminded me of was like that first shot you see and it's like he is changing, but where's like the rest of it? Like it's very like it looks like it's not complete, and it is like one of I feel one of the most simplistic takes on a werewolf style creature I've ever seen, and it almost feels lazy. Like they didn't want to take the extra step because I think they knew people are going to be judging werewolf anything, wolfman anything on transformation abilities. What are they able to show us? And I think they knew that, and so I think they shied away from it.
Yeah, and it's really frustrating because this is from the same guy who brought us The Invisible Man, and I really liked that remake. I thought he'd done a really good job of making it more
Yeah,
modernized and giving additional twists. I think one of the biggest problems I've got with this movie is I find the family not a real it doesn't feel like a real dynamic. They don't feel like a real family. I don't identify or bond with any of the characters whatsoever. Like the
no,
bit where he's taking his kid for a walk and he gives his kid like a telling off where she
yeah,
kind of wanders off. I'm like,
yeah,
people don't do that like that. It is like
yeah,
if you we've both got kids. If we tell our
yep,
kids off, I don't, like, literally grab them and shake them and, like, scream at them like I'm Jack Nicholson from The Shining. I'll be like,
yeah,
"Don't do that again. That's dangerous." It's just
yeah.
Julia is it Julia Garner? In this, I think she's a fabulous actress. I think she's amazing. She was great in Ozark. I thought she
Oh,
was
the
great.
wife, yes,
Yeah,
Julia.
great
Yep,
great in
sorry.
Weapons.
She was
In
great in Weapons.
this in this, what? She didn't even turn up. Like, she
She
has
sucks. Yeah.
such little dialogue. When she does have
I
dialogue, there's no power to it. Awful.
Yeah, I will say this. I don't think that any of this is the actor and actress's fault. I think this that they're victims of the writing. But what I
Yeah,
would also say is the themes, right? Because we're thinking, okay, if this is a remake, it's got to resemble the originals. And this is not a period piece. This is present day. This is very different from, obviously the 2010 one. And so, okay, fine. I'm good with that. I don't have a problem with that. So the theme of this like breaking generational curses and having this like weird fucked up childhood and then trying to do better or get away from it. The theme is there, but the execution sucks because I will tell you, I did not buy the father-daughter dynamic at all, and I felt sorry for the daughter that she ended up stuck with the mom
yeah,
because that the mom was so far removed from the very beginning as a character and what they're giving us as the viewer that there was no way just over one night of trauma that I'm going to believe you're going to be a better mom. Like I just didn't buy any of that. Like the things they were trying to get us there, like this is the family story and we're trying to give you something not quite the same but similar enough to what you've seen in the past because the family dynamics and the generational stuff that's in all of the Wolfman movies. But
yeah.
it's like this was handled bad. Like she was like, "I just rather work. You guys just do whatever you want. I'm not interested." Like it was just very and it made it hard, I think, like what you were saying, to connect or care about the family dynamics and the relationship because ultimately this is more of a drama than a creature feature, I would say. And it's more about like supposed to be about their family dynamic. But if you don't buy that, then the whole movie falls apart. And I didn't buy it. I just
No,
didn't.
I didn't either, and the stupid thing is this film starts off really well. The opening segment is
I
the
do like that.
sort of the flashback 30 years earlier with the
Hmm.
one who's the dad now being the son and them going out and them hunting and us getting the first sort of flash glimpse of what is a creature.
What is it? Yeah.
Like, that is really, really good, and then it does the 30 years later, and I think I was okay. I was kind of bought in up until the point where they introduced the mum. And I'm like, "Oh, I don't like you. I don't like the
It's
dad. You're meant to
it's
be the character."
cringy.
Yeah, like the dad's an ass,
Yeah.
and I kinda wanted to then with the dad being an ass, I need a character to bond to. Take The Shining, for example. I
Yeah.
can't bond with Jack Nicholson's character because he's awful,
Yeah.
but Wendy is a loving,
Yeah.
caring mother, and I
Yeah.
bond with that character. In
Yeah.
this, they're both terrible, and child services need to be called.
Yeah, it was funny because like there's that scene where he's like he's taking on and this I have obviously no problem with because I believe in I like everybody should share roles in the household. I don't believe in division and that stuff. But I think it was interesting they tried so hard to push this narrative that like he's the mom, you know? Like they were
Yeah.
like, "Oh, he's making dinner and he's telling her to take her business calls somewhere else." And I found that to be like nails on a chalkboard. It was so overbearing with what they were trying to get you to feel that you don't feel it at all, and instead you just feel irritated.
And we live in modern times now. Like,
Sure. Yeah.
dad's taking that role is not something new. I think
No,
most
not at all.
families like
Yeah.
have that dynamic. Like, I cook, I clean, I
Yeah.
do like I go to dance practice, I take Jack to
Yeah.
wrestling. Like, I do these things as well as Lisa. We both
Yeah.
share the load. And that, I think, for most families is the case. Like, this is aimed at a very niche demographic
Yeah.
that are still living in 1985, and I don't get it.
I didn't get it either. I will say, like, I think that there's some there are I guess, to be a little positive, right? I do think that aesthetically I like the way some of the shots were done in this. I really liked kind of the environment once they get to the woods and that part where they climb up on the roof toward stuff towards the end and the stuff starts to break and crumble. I thought that kind of stuff was really good. I just think that those very meh scenes like that, when you've got a set that looks really good, if the creature doesn't meet the expectation, then it's hard to be memorable. And I feel like it's like that's what you want. Like, I need a werewolf of some variety. Like, I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't know what I would do obviously in real life, but I would like to think that if I saw that, I would just be like, go away. You know, I don't think I would be like, oh my God. And like to the level that they react to this thing, I would be like, you don't have anything better to do today. Leave me alone. Like, I just don't
Yeah.
think I would be as bothered. Like this, first of all, it's not big.
No.
It's not super dangerous looking. It just looks weird. Like it's not, I don't know. And did you see the release that they did when or not the release, but when they showed the Wolfman design at was it Horror Nights or Horror Fest or something like
Yeah.
that? They showed it. And I was one of the first people that was like, this is gonna absolutely suck. This is not gonna be good. Are they serious right now? And everybody was like, well, it's just a render like a version of it. And then the trailer came out and I was like, it's not just a version of it. I'm like, that's what they're giving us. Oh God. Rough.
The problem is there's also fundamental flaws with the basic script writing. So when they're
Yeah.
first going up to the woods, they come across a gate that's locked.
Yeah.
And like,
Yeah.
instead of doing what a normal person would do is get out of the car and go and check the lock, see if you can unlock it. An absolute worst case scenario, you're in a car, push up against that nice and gently and apply a little bit of pressure, and that
To get through it. Yeah.
yeah, it will break and you can go the way you're going.
Yeah.
Instead, they just pick up some random dude who's in a like bird watching tower who's carrying a gun. No, he's not getting in my car with my child.
Yeah, and he's like somebody that knows who he is, but like he doesn't really remember him. The dad's like, "Oh yeah." And it's it that okay. I was trying to think of what did that character even bring. Like I think if you took that section of the movie out and you just removed it, it doesn't change anything. And
No,
I think that's something that like when filmmakers are deciding stuff to keep in or add or have there, they need to think about that stuff. If you could take something and completely remove it and it changes nothing, it probably doesn't even need to be in there. But and though I will tell you this, the one thing that did frustrate me with that scene is neither parent having that mentality of what about our child? Neither one of them. Like both of you should have some parental instinct, something telling you, we don't know this person. He looks weird. He's out here in the middle of nowhere. He's got a gun in his hand. What is he doing? It's already late. I just feel like when and this was my problem with that other awful parent movie, no, Don't Speak or no whatever it was, the one they just did the remake of. I
the
was
speak
like,
yeah,
yeah,
speak no evil.
that's it. Thank you. I couldn't remember what I was picturing the monkeys, but I couldn't remember what the thing was. And I was, and that's the thing is like, that's another reason I don't connect because if you don't have the basic parental instinct to not let some weird ass guy in the car with your child, and then the comments the guy makes, I would never allow someone near my wife and child like that. Not in a
Nope.
million years. I'd be done, smacked him in the mouth. Like there is no way. And she's like trying to be important to this stranger, which I thought was also weird. That whole thing, I wish they had just left that out.
I'm a reporter. Do you know I'm a
See,
reporter?
me. It's about me. We need to talk about me. I need you to be impressed by me. When 5 seconds ago she was upset that he was getting in the car. It's like, what is happening right now?
Yeah, and also like the amount of putting down of the dad in the script is ridiculous. Where he's like, "Yeah, I'm a writer, but I don't really work anymore." And then like the mum's in the back going, I'm a journalist for a big newspaper. Check me out. My
Yeah, get
husband's a
fucked.
failure. He stays at home and looks after the kid. I am the fucking bollocks.
That's
I'm
what
like,
I'm talking
"Ah."
about the roles, like, the way they were, like, shoving that down our throats was like, what did you think that was bringing to the story? Because, first of all, that concept has never been a part of the themes in the Wolfman movies. It's
No.
usually about father and son. That's been the thing, right? So it's been like, or at least in the last remake. So it's like, what did they think they were accomplishing by pushing that hard, you know?
See, I think if they'd have gone the other way and it was Jennifer Garner that was bitten and it was about her relationship with her daughter, that would have been immediately I would have gone, I
I
like this is different. I
agree
like
with
this.
that. Yeah, because it is always the boys, right, that get
Mhm.
bitten in turn. So that would have actually been, and then maybe that other stuff wouldn't have felt so irritating, because then it would have been more about like her connection with the daughter. Because when they did the 2010 remake, it was about a lost connection,
Yeah.
and it had some grief themes and obviously some different things because his mother had died or whatever. But with this one, I knew what they were trying to do. I just didn't think they did a good job of getting to that point in the movie.
No, that they didn't get there very well. And I find everything in this because the Wolfman is not I don't deem him a threat. He's not scary, he's not menacing,
Mm-mm.
he's just not scary.
I agree.
I find the stakes very low. So, like,
Yeah.
when he's clawing at the house, like, there's part of me that's like, "Just open the door and fuck him up." Like, just
Kick him in
open
the
the
face. Like, what are you doing?
yeah, just go full Monster Squad, open the door and kick him
I
in the
love that.
nards.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, because
Perfect.
he's not a threat, and at no point does he showcase any real supernatural strength or speed or agility. He's just a guy who needs a shave and some dental work.
And maybe a manicure. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because they did do the claws. There's a little bit of the claws, but I will tell you, like, they aren't very vicious. Like when you see the claws in other werewolf movies, you're like, that would seriously hurt somebody. That could seriously mess up a car or break through a wall or window or whatever. But when you see these, you'd almost think, God, that's gotta hurt. Using them because they look so frail. I just wasn't impressed with that either.
No, I mean, the wolf for me, a wolf man's got to be scary. It doesn't necessarily have to look good either, but it's got to be reminiscent of a wolf. And I'll take anything from what we get in Dog Soldiers, where you've got the people in the giant head costumes, like that, cool, great,
Love
looks like a
those. Yeah.
massive menacing wolf, love it.
Yeah.
And right over to the other side of things where you go full CGI, even Twilight do a better fucking werewolf than this movie, and that is ridiculous to say. The
I
the wolves in Twilight are scary. I would be more concerned if Jacob was banging on my door as a wolf than I would of this thing.
I am clipping that to promo for sure.
Like, it just doesn't make any sense. Like, it's just
They're
not
not It's not
scary.
scary.
A
It's
and
and it lacks atmosphere. It's not even just the fear of the creature itself, but even the atmosphere wasn't scary. Like,
and
and
I
I know, like, they went the trope road of like, okay, well, oh, somebody died, so you gotta go. It's almost like the setup for like a haunted house, right? It's like, oh, somebody died, so you gotta go to this thing. And I'm like, okay, I don't have a problem with that. But it was just like he didn't remember where anything was. He didn't know how to get there. He had to have this weird stranger get him there. And then they get to this place and it's like there was no atmosphere or tension in the scenes that are quiet in the house. I just was bored. I wasn't like anticipating the next thing or worried, or I just felt bored because what are we doing?
and when we get to that point, we've already seen the hunter guy that they picked up. He's already been killed. We've seen that happen.
Yeah.
There's no urgency, there's no real panic. Like,
Uh,
there's a
yeah.
bit where the daughter's like, "Did that man die, daddy?" And he's like, "Yeah, really sorry about that. He didn't make it. I done my best, but yeah, shit happens." And it's like literally delivered like that. There's no
Yeah.
attempt to comfort her. He's like, "Yeah, he's dead." Anyway, moving on. Is the Wolfman coming? I'm gonna go stand at the scene where he stands at the window and the shot comes in from the side for ages. I'm like going, if there is not a jump scare here, this is an absolute waste. And all that happens is Julia Garner comes around the corner and is like, "What are you staring at?" He's like, "Ugh."
That's what
something
we
like
wanted to know, though, right? She asked the question. We were like, "What is he doing? Like, what is
that.
he so like?"
Yeah,
Yeah.
the whole transformation, like the actual physical transformation aside,
Mhm.
but his personality transformation again is really reminiscent of a zombie. He
Yeah.
becomes like
Spacey.
spacey. It's
Yeah.
almost like if someone's real, if your other half is really drunk and they get to that point where they're like, and they're just like laughing at the TV. That's where he is.
Yeah.
That's where he's reached.
Yeah. It takes all seriousness out of it too, because like I think the look of the wolf is definitely one of the worst parts about it, because I think that I go into creature features for the creatures, right? And
Yeah,
typically, even if the story is shit, even if it's not that great, if the animal or the creature or the monster impresses, it usually overshadows a lot of the negative, and you can usually at least be like, that was a fun watch, right? But this was like, it didn't have the wolf, it didn't have the dynamic that felt realistic or relatable or even something you cared about. And then it's like you said, it's like his version of, like, if he had actually transformed into something better, but if we had gotten, like, the moment he started to feel different, if it had been aggression, like right away, like something to separate this idea of him as a human with this like wolf, because that's how it's
yeah.
always painted. Wolves are, they're dangerous and they're aggressive and they have a lot of temper and they act on these things and they don't think it through. And there really wasn't any of that, because he's just kind of laying around until the end, pretty much.
Yeah, and the end is really disappointing as well. So the other wolf turns up and he fights it off. He's in full Wolfman mode and he fights it off and kills it. The reveal's ridiculous that it's his dad.
Ridiculous. It's his
Like
dad.
it
Yeah.
is his dad.
That pissed me off.
But after he's done all of this and he's shown that he can physically control the wolf, he goes outside and then now he can't. Like it's so much like we need to make this work for our script. So we're just going to make our own law. He's full Wolfman now, but he can control it indoors. If he goes outside, that's it. All his human side is gone now.
Yeah. I mean, I think that I don't know that there would have been much redemption if they had gone the other route, but it would have been a better ending. Because this whole, like, because then after that we get this scene, at the end with the mother and daughter, where she's like basically like,
Oh, the
I'm
Lord of
gonna be a better mom. And you're just like, he
the,
should have killed both of you. This
yeah,
would have been fine.
it's done to like almost like a Lord of the Rings style backdrop as they walk through a field. I'm like, this is bullshit. Why are you like you've not attempted to go for a car or a main road? You're just walking through the wilderness going, I'm gonna be a better mum as I lead you to ultimately death by bear because I have no idea where I'm
No,
going. But
what we're doing. Yeah. I
yeah,
think, it's like I know they should never, like, we always talk about the balance of what makes remakes good. They have to have enough of the old, but they have to bring in their own, and it has to be a really good, kind of a good amalgamation of the two things. But I think the thing, like, what I was thinking too was, I kept thinking for some reason that she was going to have a wound, the
yeah.
mother, because that's what they did with 2010. At the end, you see, Hugo Weaving's character has been bitten and he will now turn on the next full moon. And I think at least then there would have been some level of tension in the end, because then you're like, oh shit, this poor girl's about to be an orphan or killed,
Or
like, you don't
or
know. So, but
or
it was
go the
just
other
this
way and
weird.
have the daughter with a wound.
Oh, I would have loved that. That actually would have been really good. That would have been a good idea. Yeah.
But actually commit like, I get the feeling with this is they had a lot of ideas, and I feel there was a lot of studio reining in on this. I think it
Oh,
was a,
probably.
"We don't want you to do that. We don't want you to do that. We don't want you to do anything that's too much like the original. This needs to be its own standalone thing." And,
Hmm.
like, after Invisible Man, I think is a very good remake. I think it is a very good adaptation of an original Universal monster.
Right.
If they had nailed this, like, up next has got to be the likes of Frankenstein or Dracula, or there's so many more, but because they've fucked this up, they've killed this whole new
I have
universe.
no interest in seeing
No.
anything else that they do. And the other disappointing part of this is, I do love Lee Winnell, who directed this and is in it. Like, I do really like him a lot. And so I think, based on what I know about what he's able to do with films, I think that, like, I think you're right. I think there was a lot of outside input on this, because This was just not like, and don't get, like I said, I knew when I saw the design, I was like, nah, this ain't gonna work for me. But I just was so pissed by the way they handled the themes that they were trying to get across. Because actually, we said the same thing about the second Black Christmas remake. It's like, when we are a woman, hear us roar, and they are literally beating you in the face with it the entire. And I don't have a problem with statement horror. I love statement horror. I love when horror has something to say. It's very for the genre. I love it. But that's not how you handle that kind of stuff. You can't handle it the way that this was handled. And ultimately, I will probably never revisit it. And I was it's hard to say I was disappointed because I knew I wasn't going to like it. But I just wish there had been more. I mean, it's been, 15 years since the last remake, and it was incredible. I mean, I rate that, I think I always give that like a 10 out of 10 because it's a perfect movie for me. And so I knew it was never going to be that. And
Yeah.
then it was even less than what I thought it was going to be.
Well, the stupid thing is, because it was Lee Winnell, and at the end of 2024, or the end of each year, I do my most anticipated movies of the year.
Yeah.
This was on my list. I'm like,
Oh,
it's Lee Winnell, it's The Invisible Man. Like, I really loved what he'd done there. He's got a great horror
yeah.
pedigree. I think Julia
Yeah.
Garner's amazing. This could
I
be
like her
great.
too.
And I went to the cinema to watch this, like, opening night, and I sat there.
Oh,
And
no.
literally in the cinema, I sat there and I was like, what the fuck? I think I said it out loud, like, what the fuck is this? Because I was with my eldest son, Kane, and he sat next to me chuckling. He's like, it's bad. I was like, it's really bad. He's like, give it time, it'll pick up. And as we were walking out, literally everyone walking out of that cinema, I was walking out going, that was dreadful. Where was
Yeah.
the Wolfman? What was that? Who made that?
I know. Yeah, it was very disappointing. And I guess it's like, I mean, we were not impressed with it, but what do you give this out of 10 if you have to rate it?
I'm going to give this a 0.5 out of 10 because I can't give it 0.
I'm not too far behind. I would give it like a 2. And I will say, I think the only reason I'm even giving it that is I do believe that it's the acting. The acting was not their fault. I really think they were victims of the writing. But I did really like some of the set pieces. I like the way some of the things looked. But yeah, man, you can't do a Wolfman movie and not have a viable Wolfman. You can't do it. Like, and especially not only for people who are Universal Monster fans, but people who love werewolf movies, which I'm a huge fan of. I love anything werewolf. I'm down, good, bad, or otherwise. But this was just so like, this didn't feel like a werewolf movie. It felt like a weird monster that they didn't finish thinking through or something. I don't know. It was weird.
Change the title, call it Man in the Woods.
There we go. And then it takes off the pressure of expecting a werewolf.
Yeah. Then I wouldn't have gone and dropped money in the cinema for it. I'd have waited till streaming and then been disappointed.
Yeah, no, exactly. Yeah. Yeah, this one was a bummer. I agree. I didn't like this one either. And I knew I wasn't going to, but I tried to give it a chance anyway. But
Yeah. Terrible.
yeah. It was never going to beat Benicio del Toro. It just wasn't. And I knew that, but I was like, maybe it'll be a cool, fresh take. And I think that they definitely attempted it. I just don't think they achieved it. So
They definitely attempted it. There was someone in the script department who helped write this script, who every time they spoke about it, is like, I have written something that's so edgy and so modern. I tell you now, audiences are going to fucking love this. And then when audiences didn't, they're like, I don't know what it is, but they're the problem. It's not me, it's them.
yeah, this was rough. All right. Well, that's our thoughts on Wolfman 2025. This is going to go out in March. So previously we did, what are the ones for January and February that were supposed to be released last year, but Angel didn't get them out. It was The Grudge and The Ring.
The Ring. Yeah.
The Ring. Yeah. So The Ring, by the time this is out, those other two will already have been out. So we're trying to catch up on some newer ones. So I'll let you guess what the next one is since we're covering newer ones. But I think that's all we have for this episode of Remakes. As always, Scott's links where you can find his content are in the description for this episode. Yeah, I don't know. Let us know what you think. If you absolutely loved this, feel free to go off in the comments. I would be curious what people who love this movie have to say, but I have not seen anyone say that they loved this. Not a single person.
No, and I'll be even more interested if you loved the creature design. Put in the comments why.
Yeah, we need a breakdown, step by
Yeah.
step thought process. Yeah. Well, cool. Well, thank you guys for hanging out with us on this episode of Remakes and Continuations. We hope you have a good rest of your week. Enjoy your weekend when you get to it. And Scott and I will see you next month.
See you later.